Thank you for being here. Kasi yun nga, tanghali, nakakantok. But it's good that we are all together because it's going to be a very meaningful for me event because congratulations to Polak because you're doing something beautiful. No? Because, architects, una-una, we love coffee. Di ba? And then we love all these things. So we have a romance with materials. And as you grow it, as you make a venue for creativity, collaboration, I believe you're also helping our country in putting all this creativity together as a collaboration with the modern Bayan as mentioned by Steph. Nakikinig pala siya. But to make it even more exciting, and a very small group, let's introduce ourselves now. I will pass on the mic kasi mahirap mag-collab, di naman tayo magkakilala. So I'll pass on.
Hi, I'm Neen I'm a part of business development team from Royal Pineda Plus.
Hi everyone, I'm Abigail and I'm part of Architect Royal's team.
Hello everyone, I'm Architect Onen Coronel and I'm with Architect Royal.
Architect Onen is our mascot. She's our partner. And she's been with us for how many years, Onen? You have to say it. You have to say it. So because we're trying to show, maraming startups, maraming bago. But we're trying to also share the structure of the company. You heard the business development, you have communications, we have partner. So how to grow it, di ba?
Yeah, so data-divulge ka na. So I've been with the company for 15 years, and every day is a learning day. So tuloy-tuloy lang tayo. And then ito may konting advertisement lang, so we're hiring. So we flashed earlier. We're looking for project architects, interior designers, specs writer, and business development assistant. Thank you.
But we're sharing this also kasi nga maraming startup, maraming nag-iisip. You see, 15 years is part of coming up with a company. It's part of defining a clear vision. Because at the end of the day, people will stay with you because they believe in you, in your vision, in your ways. Yung salary, yung mga toxic environment, given yan eh. That's a given. But the thing that really makes people stay is that they believe. They have that passion and desire to stay because they believe in something. So,
how long na po yung company, sir?
We've been operating, I think we've been 22 years.
22 years?
22 years.
Okay.
So, ngayon, everybody will, I'm sharing this because I want everybody to enjoy the growth that I experienced. So, I'll proceed with my talk. I think you have given me an hour in the question and answer. So, you just tell me if I'm talking too much. So which one is the bigger? This one. Okay. So I'm here to talk about the culture of betterment. Why do I share this now? You all know the company, so I won't dwell into the thing anymore. Yes. So the other one. Which one? Down right. Okay, down. So I'm gonna talk about the culture of betterment. No? Why am I sharing this? Because first of all, I don't want to talk about my design literally, because my design, I think you can interpret it the way you want it. If you want to dissect my works, we can always have a different discussion about it. But I'd rather share something that will be more of a principle that will guide most of you, because what I'd like to do is to really bring out the greatness of everyone. I don't want someone to be repeating my work or copying my work. Not because I don't want to be copied, but I want you guys to be a brand of your own. That's the whole idea. It's never about my work. It's about the story of how we uplift people. No? So why the culture of betterment? It also cancels the pwede na. No? Because if you always say what's better, that means you are not staying with the status quo. You challenge it. You never stick to it. So you always move forward. And how do you do that? No? We believe in the nature of things. This is our philosophy. You are talking about nature. So the very core of what we do is believing that nature is the ultimate source. It is the most ancient reference. And you can talk about the Spanish influence, the Americans, the Japanese. I mean, if you really want to look at the most and truest, the purest Filipino, it's the soil of the Philippines, the river of the Philippines, the water of the Philippines. Everything was here even before us. So what I'm saying is, the nature of things is believing that things are meant to happen according to what it is. No? That's why we have to establish a precept. A precept, which is my philosophy that I discovered 31 years ago. No? I've always believed that nature is peace. No? I've always believed that I find peace in nature. No? And for me, college years, I think that I was second year college when I discovered that. So may mga, what year are you? Second year, so perfect. So second year, I already found my philosophy, though I couldn't articulate it. Sinulat ko lang nature's peace. But when I was asked by my professor, can you explain it? Sabi ko, ma'am, hindi ko ma-explain. I just felt it. So, but that feeling lingered. No? That feeling lingered. It kept running. It kept moving. And as I practiced as an architect, I thought if nature is my peace, every time there's a tree, pagka-arkitekto tayo, pagka ang dami ka ng scheme, napapagod ka na. Diba? Oh, there's a tree in the middle. Tapos, you want your architecture to be prominent, right? To the point that you get tired of not cutting the tree, gives you a big headache. So, ubus na yung pasensya mo, putulin mo na lang. Diba? Why hassle yourself? But that was a result of a mindset. I was telling myself, the reason why I'm willing to cut the tree is because I always felt that man and nature, take note of the word and. It's duality, di ba? So isipin mo, kung magkatabi kayo, you are Steph and, di ba? Jennifer. Di ba? Kung sabihin ko, the boat is sinking, the first thing you'll say is you. Kasi ikaw yun, di ba? But that's because it's N. But if it's is, if you and her are one, you'll say both. Kasi isa kayo eh. It's like, cutting your arm. Pag sinabi kong putulin mo yung puno, it's like cutting your own arm. Because Man is nature. Ikaw yun eh. So ngayon, ang nagbago doon is the effort. You are not willing to compromise you. Right? But napakadali i-compromise yung end. Kaya lagi natin willing tayo to compromise yung sinasabi niya sa trees and all. Kasama yun sa nature na pinag-uusapan. Now, so, I started to not give up in solving problems with, the environment. In fact, I work with it. And that's basic to us architects. What I'm just amplifying is give more effort because this time you are in nature. No? I have to coin the third because I have to create modern Philippines. I have to create modern Filipino. And this is part of what I was saying na if we want to give every Filipino confidence, we first need to make them understand that we are equally important as the rest of the world. Unang-una yun. Because if we feel that we are inferior, that there's a problem. But how do you believe that you are equal? Simple. Napaka-simple. If the French were put in France, there's a reason why. The Japanese in Japan, the Americans in America, the Brazilian model in Brazil. I'm sure we were put in the Philippines for a reason. Ewan ko sa inyo, kung feeling nyo na pinanganak kayo sa Pilipinas at naging Pilipino kayo para maging Italiano, I don't know. But I believe that I was placed here to be Filipino. So, ang lagi kong tanong with my work is what makes it Filipino? And the next thing is, what makes me Filipino? Start asking yourself those questions. And you'll start creating a design that's you. So these three became the most important precepts that we've been doing in the firm. Because after nyo makita yung greatness nyo as a brand, as Steph, Jennifer, I'm sure the way Steph, she's Steph as Steph, right? She's a brand. That's her brand. Hindi pwedeng marehas. Diba? Then there's no competition. I was hearing a while ago competition. Diba, may binanggit tayo. I'm not a believer of competition. I believe in refinement. That if we refine ourselves internally, what makes us Filipino? We don't need to try to prove that we're Filipino. We just to be one. We just need to be Filipino. And after being Filipino, dahil ginalingan natin yung architecture natin because it's tropical, handa siya sa typhoon, handa siya sa baha, handa siya sa lahat ng mga, there are predators, may mga situations ka in different places. And that architecture becomes something very tropical. If it champions it for the Filipinos, after that, you can bring it to the world. In fact, if the world sees it, if I'm an Indonesian and I see Philippine architecture that works because it's tropical, it survived the 250 kilometers wind of the typhoon. Ako mismo, Indonesian, sasabihin ko, ganda itong architecture na ito, ang ibig. I'll bring it to Indonesia. Kasi tropical din ako eh. So what's happening is basically there is recognition and acknowledgement of what is Filipino. Did you try to even be a Filipino? No, you are just truthfully responding to what is the need of how to live in the Philippines. And that's what I'm trying to emphasize. You just have to be truthful. No? Kasi, otherwise, lahat ng gawa natin, mga bahay buo. Diba? Mukhang bahay na ba ito? Parang pag nakakita ka ng thesis, diba? Philippine architecture, mukha na namang bahay buo, mukha na namang bahay na ba ito? I need a tsara. Nakakaumay. Diba? Parang it's too much of it. ang tanong ko as modern Filipino architects, what is your Filipino architecture today? Kasi nakakahiya doon sa ninuno natin. Yung Philippine architecture nila, yung bahay kubo of their time, hanggang ngayon ang paniwala natin, yun ang Philippine architecture forever. I don't think so. Because we have modern materials. We have sustainable products. So ang point lang is that the real sustainability of Juan de la Cruz, who's not even an architect, was really just being practical. No? So yun yung point ko. And again, the three, as you put it all together in all your projects, in fact, I do it for my own practice, not just in my profession, but in my life. I carry those philosophies, but then I always tell myself, what's the truthful response to the nature of the Philippines? And whenever you do that, sabi ko, then I create a modern Filipino architecture effortlessly. Because you're carrying the same approach as Juan de la Cruz who built the Bahay Kubo. Kung practical dito ngayon, na bumili ka ng materials around you or the lahar that's available, so ginamit ko yung lahar, naging architecture siya, I can call that Philippine architecture. Because una-una, di ko dinala yung lahar galing Japan. It is the lahar from Pinatubo. So that's authenticity on its own, no? So modern Filipino became the thing that we do in our projects and in our way of life. And what's beautiful with modern Filipino architecture and design is that it's never stagnant. It celebrates the past. In fact, it goes beyond the history. It goes to the ancient. And I was saying this a while ago, that the ancient is the mountains of the Philippines, the forest of the Philippines, the ocean of the Philippines. It goes beyond history. If you think that the history limits you in understanding who you are as a Filipino, I tell you, you have all the freedom to be Filipino as long as you get inspired by the nature of the Philippines. And the nature of the Philippines is not limited to the soil. Remember kanina, man is nature. So whenever I say that as long as you are inspired by the nature of the Philippines, you are creating Filipino architecture. So that is very critical. What's best is that you deal with the present. Modern Filipino architecture is dealing with the present. In fact, that's why we say whenever it's modern, it's better. No? So you better the present, but what's good is you also challenge the present to be able to stand the test of time, to become something timeless, if you can. So that you can, your design, your architecture can serve more. And you'll see this also in Pasig, because we designed Pasig to last for 100 years. Tama na yung architecture na pang gobyerno na after 3 years, kailangan ibahin para kumita ulit. They designed it that way. That's not prudent for the Filipinos, no? So modernity is betterment. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. It's not a style. It's not a look. It's a mindset. No? And to start with, modern Filipino becomes a sensibility. Kasi nga hindi siya look eh. What you're seeing as our works here, basically you're seeing, what you're seeing, by the way, all our projects. This is the Reef Hotel in Mactan. So the Reef Hotel is like a reef plates concept, no? So yung unang design yung gusto ng kliyente, parang Spanish architecture kasi sabi nila, Magellan, Lapu-Lapu, parang yun ang story, lagi. Parang nakakapagod, di ba? So, that's why it's, of course, ang Cebu, barato kailangan. It needs to be cheap in terms of budget, mura. But how do you create something that will define an identity with the limitation of cost and time and, take note, craftsmanship or workmanship? Kasi probinsya eh. Kailangan yung doable, yung works, yung design mo. Ang mga works nating architects, ang gaganda sa rendering. Pag binigay mo sa contractor, especially masama yung contractor, disaster. So your dream of being better is not even happening. So it becomes superficial. So you have to understand that part of the modern Filipino architecture and design. It becomes a sensibility. It becomes, a taste. It becomes very simple, but it becomes fun. If you put it together well, if you curate it well, the simplicity is not about poverty. Kasi sasabihin nila, first world country, yes, modernity can happen. But for a developing country like the Philippines, I don't think we can be modern. I've been asked many times. But you see, the problem is, if you see modern as a look, and not as a lifestyle of bettering your life, then hindi mo pwedeng ma-imagine yung sinasabi kong simplicity as a modern elegance. Because you will always decorate. You'll find the most expensive stone, most expensive materials, para lang sabihin elegance, may elegance yung projects. But it's not. Modernity, as long as it's with harmony with nature, for me, it becomes tasteful, it becomes unique, it becomes very effective, it becomes you, Because bandang huli, it's the nature of the place, So modernity is about innovation. We all know that. Kasi kung you constantly ask yourself what is better, you look for a new way. You look for a better way. And I accepted SM. This is our first SM project, and we just opened it in Lawag last week. This is our first SM project. Most of us are architects, and madami sa mga kaibigan nating arkitekto. We always complain pag si SM tumating, box, and then pagdating sa probinsya, mukhang Guadalupe na rin siya, mukhang SM Mega Mall, mukhang ganito. We always complain about those things. That they start to create a generic look of the entire country, which I'm not comfortable with. So when they asked me to do something, I said, I'll do it, but I don't want to do the architecture alone. I want to do the entire township, and I want to create a modern Filipino township project. And what I really want to do is to share with you the idea that every SM, if you come to any place in the community, you amplify the micro-identity of each place. So when we did this, it is inspired by the Kapurpurawan land formation. It was inspired by the nature of Lawag. And it's not the Ilocos Spanish architecture that you usually see when you're in Ilocos. And the Inabel pattern, and you can see this because it's already up in Lawag. I made the Inabel pattern in the atrium. And by the way, when you say Lawag, Lawag means light. So when they were telling us, when the locals were telling us the story, architects, Lawag, because the story is like when the people were living in the mountains, when they went down to the forest, they found a clearing, and they started to call the clearing light, because there's light coming in. And light means Lawag. So the name Lawag is actually light. And that's why I made the atrium a clearing. And the pattern of Inabel became that. And what's nice is that the locals are talking about it because they know it's about them. So progress can be good, it can be bad, but one thing that is good for SM is now they are our partners in celebrating every people, every community in the Philippines. And they're so capable because they've been doing malls, almost 5 malls a year. And imagine, they're better than the government because they're township. So imagine if you let them do those boxes all over the Philippines. Mukha na lahat tayo SM Mega Mall. Di ba? So, now that is the reason I'm sharing with you. Now we can all be architects, we can all be designers, but we can also be all part of the nation building. Doing your business, running your creativity, but a more meaningful one. Something that's more collective. Something that will put us together as a nation. And that makes it more meaningful. Kasi kung hindi, we can just all keep doing projects, commercial projects, kanya-kanya tayo, and look at what will happen. I mean, you already see what's happening in the country. So, timelessly, as I mentioned, because it keeps moving. It's a continuum. What's better today is different from what's better tomorrow. So what you create constantly becomes timeless because it keeps challenging the status quo. So yung effort nyo, it becomes organic. It becomes natural that your design will never end and you will never stop designing. No? So, modernity is also a culture of reflection because this is when you can tell yourself, anong klaseng Filipino ka na ba ngayon? Ako, I don't wear the bahag anymore, so I'm a modern Filipino. Di ba? Kasi kung sasabihin mo lagi, ang modern Filipino is tungkol sa sibat, tungkol sa salapot, dahil yung architecture mo, kailangan lagi mo ang salapot, lagi mo ang literal na shape, yung concept mo, huwag naman. No? Parang let's be more creative and let's make it not just by creating a look or mimicking a concept or a design, but let's make sure that it works. Because I think that's more important. No? Kaya yan, pag tinignan niyo yung Bangkota in the Dubai World Expo, it became the biggest pavilion of the Philippines in the history of the World Expo. No? This is also the biggest World Expo in the world because it's a 600-hectare development in Dubai. But this happened during pandemic, kaya siguro most of you hindi kayo nakapunta or hindi nabalitaan because it was a pandemic time. But it was designed to be modular. And what we did was, because the concept is cultural sustainability. It was about sustainability. No? It was all about sustainability. And the common thing that the other pavilions did, and similar to the past pavilions, pag Philippines, dadalhin doon yung kawayan, gagawin nila mukhang kawayan, mukhang bamboo, or mukhang nipa, and so on. So, for me, if I wanted something sustainable from the beginning, what I did is, I have to create a concept that is Filipino. The Philippines is the center of the marine biodiversity of the world. We are the center. So take note, there's no other center of the marine biodiversity. So, just announcing that to the world, you have pronounced your greatness. Kasi hindi pwedeng ang Malaysia, sasabihin natin also the center. Parang ang dami naman yata ang center. Diba? There is the nature of the Philippines that makes us great, which is the center of the marine biodiversity. And with that, I said to myself, if we are the center of the marine biodiversity, I would like to create an architecture that is inspired by the reef, the coral reef. That's why it's called Bangkota. Now, hindi siya Pahura. Pahura is Spanish. Bangkota is the real Filipino word for the coral reef. So that's why you see all these things. And then sabi ko, kung kailangan ko siyang itayo, I need to build it sustainably. That's why we built it in a way that everything is built and sourced in Dubai. Ang sabi namin, lahat ng materyales, lahat ng gamit, parang ako si Juan de la Cruz, I'm building the Bangkota like a bahay kubo. So yung nasa tipo na wire mesh, the metal, the long span, this became all the exhibition spaces. People can go up to view the air show and the whole view of the World Expo. You can see the scale, no? And it became also a venue for arts of all the Filipino artists. So yung mga artists natin, the famous Filipino artists, hindi rin namin pinagawa ng artwork dito sa Philippines. Sabi namin, design the art, have it done in Dubai, put it together, so that there is no shipping and the carbon footprint is not big. No? So that was the concept. No? And then it became like that. At night, it's flooded with lights. The screen is actually a screen to mitigate the heat. No? The concept of the coral reef, at the same time, a screening because the Dubai heat can be very harsh. But you can walk, actually you can walk there, you can go up all the way. So it's a winding and moving venue. And it feels like you're touring a never-ending exhibition. So that was the design, no? So this is also a shot, but again, the modernity as the evolution of Filipino identity, and that's what I'm trying to show here. You don't see a bahay kubo in this project. You don't see a bahay na bato. You don't see a panolong. You don't see a vinta. But I tell you, when the mayor of Basilan went to this place, she cried. She said, I felt seen. I felt that I was part of this. I'm represented because it's all about, again, the water. You know? Because we're archipelagic. We are all living in the island. You know? So, culture, betterment, this is the culture that we're saying. Why am I sharing this? Why am I saying betterment? It's really because, again, I have said, I want to cancel Pwede Na. Mahirap na parang, yung Pwede Na kasi, di ba, parang you're not even dealing with millimeter eh. Kasi mata-mata yung dating di ba? Mata-mata lang. Turuan mo na yung format nito, alam mo rito. But now, even in our office, we talk about millimeter. Architect, how far do you want it from the edge? I want it 20 millimeter. How big do you want it? I want it 6 millimeter. I don't like hearing, I architect more or less 10 millimeter. That's more or less. So modern Filipino is about precision. Why? If you are not sure, you start to become inferior. Subukan niyo pumunta sa site. Pag tinanong kayo ng engineer, architect, ano yung gusto mo dito? Pag hindi ka sigurado, pag talikod mo, pinagtatawanan ka ng engineer. But pag tinanong ka ng engineer, architect, how big do you want the gap? I want to make sure that you're doing it at 6 millimeter all the way to the end and straight. Pag alam nila na sigurado ka, alam nila na i-check mo yung gusto mo. And that changes the whole dynamics. Dahil nirespeto ka na bilang arkitekto sa site. And that cascades to all. They respect you. Try doing it. Pumunta ka sa site na hindi mo alam ang project. That's why I hate it when I go to the site and my team does not have a plan. If they don't carry the plan, I don't like it. Tanong sa kanila, may photographic memory ka? Do you know what we wanted to the details? The reason why I asked you to bring plans because I want to empower you. I want you to go there with the knowledge that's been studied and put together into a paper. I'm sparing you because the knowledge is just with you. Right? So pagdating sa site, nag-ikot ka, contractor sasabihin, ay, architect, hindi ko kasama yan. Wala mo sa drawing yan. Open the plan. Tatag na yung plano. You don't need to argue. Spare the stress. Huwag kayong magpa-stress sa mga contractor, sa mga engineers na hindi nagtatrabaho. I mean, friends natin yung mga engineers at contractors. Pero kung hindi nagtatrabaho ng engineer at contractor, hindi ko kaibigan. I kick them out. No? The reason why the plans, you present the plans, you just tell your contractor ito. Anong basa mo dyan? It makes your life simpler. Okay? So betterment is constant. Hindi kayo titigil. No? It's learning from the past. It's constantly challenging the status quo. It will always design for today's needs. It's moving. It's constant. It's never going to end. No? It's anticipating the future. It will always be parang may malasakit. Laging iniisip yung kapakanan ng gagamit. Even sa susunod na henerasyon. It's not selfish. In fact, you cannot be a designer if you are selfish. Because for me, design is about giving. You share. You want to give a gift. Gusto mo, pag nag-design ako ng chair, gusto ko komportable ka. I'm not gonna design a chair that will make you feel awful. May malasakit agad eh. But then I have to think of a chair that will last you so many years. Hanggang tumanda. Di ba? So there's always that malasakit and optimism. So, it will always be rooted in nature because yun yung sinasabi ko kanina. Yung wisdom ng nature is ancient. You think where did the inspiration of planes came from? Di ba? Nung nagka-konsepto sila, bakit lumilipad yung tutubig? Di ba? There's that curious mind. Because they're seeing the things around. And these are the ancients. This is nature. No? So, look at the things around you. Nature will always give you an idea. In fact, kahit katating lang. Because it's so genius. Kahit katating lang, makuha nyo. I tell you, your designs will be great. It will be great. Minsan nakatitig kayo sa papel, walang lumalabas. Step up. Look around. See the sun. See the shadows. Feel the wind. And then you'll understand that it's always about nature. It's always centered to nature. And I tell you, it's infinite. It's never ending. I was talking about this, precision and intentionality. This is all what we're saying. The betterment is all about these things. It's never gonna be pwede na. You have to make sure. And napakadaling maging modern Filipino. Yun yung lagi ko sinasabi. Sobrang dali na ang status quo, Filipino time. Yung lagi ko sinasabi. Status quo is Filipino time. Ano ba Filipino time? Laging late. Di ba? Yun na yung status quo eh.
Hindi lagi on time.
So pag sinabi ko sa iyo na you want to be a modern Filipino, we have a meeting, what will you do? If you want to be a better Filipino, what do? You come earlier than the prescribed time. Or if not, be on time. Mahirap pa yun? Di ba madali? Di ba madaling maging better Filipino? So it's the mind. You don't need to finish the entire course and be a doctor to declare yourself as modern Filipino. After this meeting, after this talk, you can be modern Filipino easily. Diba? So collaboration, and I want to highlight this because we're in Pola. No? Collaboration is inclusivity, basically. You will never collaborate when your ego is bigger than you. Diba? Kaya I always say ideas are present and egos are absent. Throw it out. Yung feeling mo, ikaw lang ang may alam. You'll never welcome an idea. So, that is collaboration, and automatically it becomes inclusive. No? As I've said, it's a continuum. It will always grow, and it will always evolve. It will always be rooted. Kaya tinawag ko siyang modern Filipino. It will always be progressive because it's modern. It will always be better because it's modern. But ang hindi mo kakalimutan, and in fact, the next assignment is, you have to dig in to the very root of what is Filipino. Kaya siya modern Filipino. So as you do it, as you do modern Filipino, you never give up of understanding what's Filipino. Kaya ang tanong ko kanina sa inyo, sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, what is Filipino? What makes your work Filipino? Kasi habang hindi nyo natatanong yan sa trabaho nyo, sa gawa nyo, I'm sure it's difficult. I'm sure it's difficult. Because kung ikaw, and take note napakadaling sabihin what makes it Filipino. Madali. Kasi kilala mo naman sarili mo di ba? And you're a Filipino. Ano ba yung sarili mo? Di ba may malasakit, we're very friendly, all those things translated into your architecture, translated into what you are doing, you just resonate it. You just bring it out. Di ba? Then it will always be rooted. It will always be that. This is Cebu Country Club, by the way, we're totally renovating. In fact, we knocked it down. We totally knocked down the building, and we're doing a new clubhouse. So, Cebu Country Club, we wanted to bring that energy of the city in terms of having the gardens, because it's the only land, the green land in the middle of the city. So we're sharing it by putting a very open axis that leads you to the golf course instead of blocking it and making it a wall. Because yung pole, parang yung building nila naging private, yung buong background. I thought this one really brings you to the feeling that the landscape goes in and out. No? So that was the concept. And sabi nila, modern Filipino, when I started to do modern Filipino, I cannot practice abroad. Because sabi nila, Royal, yung practice mo mahirap kasi how can you bring the bahay kubo abroad? Sabi ko, don't take it literally. I'm not gonna export the bahay kubo. What I'm gonna export is the sensibility. This is a ground-up house in Provence, in France. And in France, in Provence, there is a design guideline that whatever you build, you have to build it with a character, not superficially, but also the method of construction, which what you see here, the pile of stones, are really the structure of the building. Hindi yan cladding. Di ba sa atin, usually, may hollow blocks, ika-clad mo na lang yung ano. No, this is like the real construction method. And we needed to submit a design that will bring for me modernity, betterment to the French husband and the Filipino wife. And what is that? Sabi ko kasi yung mga old Provençal house, ang liliit na bintana. Kasi kailangan may thermal insulation. Kailangan the heat stage kasi malamig. But because of the technology of the fenestrations, the window technology now, you can keep the heat inside, but you can make it panoramic. Nilaki namin lahat. And the whole architecture became simple, very straightforward. We made a lanai there, more open, more maliwalas. And when we invited the locals, the neighbors to have dinner, alam mo, sabi nila, we didn't expect that a French house can be like this. They cannot explain what they're feeling, but actually it's like, because it's very open, they see the vineyard is here. So it's connecting all the way. So we were dining here, it's like the view. And then they said, it's a good idea to hire a Filipino architect designing a French house. So you start to give a gift to the world. Not to literally give a bahay tubo. Kasi hindi naman mag-work sa kanila. You're able to add. That's the plus. Always add value to the things that you will be doing. No? Nobody wants a negative. Di ba? Di ba may gusto ng negative dito? I think there's one. May mga iba. Pero ito, the idea, this is an actual photo. This was taken with a very slow aperture. So it's almost like the Starry Night of Mando, right? Mando was there in Provence. But very lavender feel. Ang ganda nung clear sky. No? But I'm just showing you that the architecture that you can do, that you don't need to abandon your identity as a Filipino architect. You can go and practice all over the world, just bringing your sensibility. Just make sure that you're better. You're already a better Filipino. Kasi kung hindi, sabi ko nga, lagi ko sinasabi to, it's hard to bring an adobo in a potluck kung hindi pa siya masarap. Di ba? I'm sure yung nanay nyo kaya nagdala ng adobo dahil sinarapan niya na yung adobo niya para sa mga anak niya. Di ba? You think that the French and the Italians became Italian designers, Italian and French cuisines just because they wanted to be French? Or they wanted to be great in the world? No. The first thing that they need to do is, I want to make sure that my wife or my husband or my children enjoy the best food that I'll put on the table. So nung ginalingan nila, nagka-guest ng another European, kumain sa French dining, nasarapan, they start to call it French cuisine. Ang tanong, what makes us great as Filipinos? Kung yung adobo mo, hindi mo man lang sinarapan para sa pamilya mo. Gusto mo pang dalhin sa buong mundo? I'm just giving you a metaphor. It's almost like architecture. Gusto natin mag-compete sa buong mundo, pero yung sarili mong architecture sa Pilipinas, hindi mo pa nga maayos eh. That's my challenge to all of us. What makes our architecture great? First to the Philippines. Bago tayo makipag-kompetensya, iniisip pa natin, we want to have our names on the global arena, and for me, that's ego. No? But again, this is a house in the Mount Blue Ridge area in Atlanta. So this is a 100-acre development. So everything becomes white during the winter season. You see bears walking around. No? The bears are just around the area. And we opened it up. This is a ground up also. So you can practice. No? You can do Filipino. You can do the sensibility. These are homes. This is the house of Kenneth, the furniture designer, Kenneth Coventry. We did this house 18 years ago. So it's really an old house. But you can see a modern Filipino architecture can really be timeless. Because it's really anticipating a lot of things. So these stairs leads you to the main master's bedroom, to the shower, so that when they want to do lapses during morning, they just walk down. And I designed the stairs to be, what you notice, there's no column. No? Obviously, the structural had a hard time. No? Challenge. No? Challenge natin yung structural. Yung contractor is also an architect. No? So, what you'll notice, the railing is only outside. There's only one railing because you cannot walk in the middle of a spiral stairs. Right? Imagine a pizza pie. Your foot will not fit in the middle. So what is the nature of the stairs? Of a spiral stairs? The nature of a spiral stairs is you walk on the outer side of the radius. So that's where you only put the railing. So it becomes practical, it becomes simple, and for me, it became the image of, and the identity of this house. No? So modernity leads you to so many things that you yourself will be surprised na rin. Kasi may nagdi-dictate na. Nature is dictating. No? So again, this is part of the house. It needs to be truthful. I always say it's truthful because again, I'm trying to listen to nature. And nung ginawa namin itong resort sa Bohol, you cannot be in Bohol and feel like it's a city. So what is really the essence of Bohol? When I went to the churches, because so many churches in Bohol, the churches are full of lime, the plasters. Yung kumbento, yung simbahan, they're full of those plasters. No? And this was, I think, almost 15 years ago, or 10 years ago. Before pa lumabas yung mga plaster finish. We've been doing this limestone because the architecture has the nostalgia of the skin of the churches. There is no painted surface. No? They're all plasters. But then what you notice is the modernity of the lines. Because I cannot repeat the Spanish architecture, no? Which is the old church's architecture. So I wanted to create something more organic, that even the lighting layout, yung ID, sa akin yung ID sa ko, bumusan mo lang ng that's organic. Kasi pag nakita ko siyang nakahilera, kung ano siyang city. So, organic. Just put it almost like a star, But the plasters and everything just, repeated. I mean, they're all trying to express the organic feeling of the island. That's why even the ceiling is plastered. The walls are plastered. The finish is not the same finish of the walls and the cabinets as smooth as this. It's bandsaw finish because it needs to feel like you're in the island. That's interior design, interior architecture. Now, there is that suggestion in the furniture, everything were designed to fit the space, to the proportions, and to the entire sensibility of what is Filipino. We try to do total design because it's hard. Pagka nag-design ka ng architecture tayo, di ba? Tapos lagyan nyo ng mga Italian pieces, di ba nadidissolve? Yung purity, yung message, di ba? Parang naniiba. But what if you can express it totally, up to the landscaping, up to the artworks, then it will be amazing. So I challenge everybody to express themselves, be creative, almost in everything. Kasi our architecture, you're almost like umbrella. If you can design a house, what stops you from designing a chair? Di ba? Yung bahay na, nakatayo, mas mabigat pa mga loads niyan, mas complex pa ang thinking that you put there. The chair should be another thing to design. So it gives you being an architect, and of course collaborating with designers, with graphic designers, everybody. But as an architect, we envision a totality. Pag may project kayo, I'm sure na-imagine nyo na may tao na yan, may nagkakape na doon, di ba? It's a complete environment. No? This is a house in Lumot Lake in Cavinti. The house sits on a 400 square meter lot, and it has a total area of 250 square meters. No? This is the living room. Below is the living room, that's the guest room, that's the master's bedroom, and there's a caretaker's house somewhere here. And the moon rises there. So on a moonrise, everything becomes silver. And this costed us around 6 million for the entire house. There is no excuse in doing good design. Hindi niyo pwedeng sabihin na dahil wala kang malaking budget, thousand yung works. We can still do modern, we can still do Filipino. Yung bamboo doon, almost libre. Kaya with a substrate that's under sheeting na nandun, tapos we made it architecturally as also a heat insulation, the bamboo. Pero every time masira at 5 years, gray, palitan. It's almost free. So it became the architecture of the house. No? That's a very shallow pool, it's just 2 inches. No? It leads you to something authentic as you keep creating designs, as you keep doing projects. You always think of the nature of the place, the beauty of the view. We're just basically framing it. Now this is in Punta Fuego. No? We're just basically framing. At the same time, the lot is like a fan shape. That's why you see this project, there are 2 houses. The middle is a gap. The right side, which is that, is actually the entertainment side. And on this side, where we're taking the picture, it's actually the bedroom side. You know? So, but everything is open because it's like a fan. You can see the shape. So it's like a fan that opens up to the view. No? This is a 400 square meters, an area that does not allow fences. We use the landscape to do it, to screen the house. And what you'll notice, we raised the floor to a meter so that we get covered. At the same time, we only show the foyer, but the rest are screened. So, landscaping also became part of the entire 400 square meters. No? So, because it's a small lot, we made a roof deck, and because this is in Valley Golf, so it's a bird sanctuary. There are 60 breeds of birds there. So, ang ganda nito, mga puno. Sobrang, with just being up there is beautiful. So, again, mababaw lang yung kaligayahan ko. Nature is my treat. No? So, masaya na ako ito. Luxury ito sa akin. To be in a nice place like this is already a luxury. But you put me under a tree, that's also a luxury to me. I'm happy just being with nature. No? So, we did a pandemic house. I'm sure you can Google this. I won't make it long, because I think I'm over time. So, this is a 180 square meter lot. So, mas relatable. 180 square meter lot. With a high ceiling entry point, you enter from here with a Calatucci garden. It's through and through. Kaya siya naging pandemic house because yung bedroom yung grandmother below, supposed to be for the grandmother. But during the pandemic, it also became the quarantine because it opens up to the garden and it's an isolated floor below. So the house starts on the second floor. We have a dumbwaiter that serves you from the service kitchen below. Now, and all the services are below. So what you'll notice is there's a lanai. And if you try to imagine this lanai, because what I don't like with the smaller houses, when they put balconies in front, di ba? Pag may balcony kayo, nobody really goes out to that balcony. Kasi paglabas mo doon, yung kapitbahay mo kaharap mo. Di ba? Especially in the morning. Di ba? Bagong gising ka pa dyan. You woke up like that. Di ba? Yung itsura mo, parang bagong gising. So, parang ito ngayon, the idea is to create a lanai that will screen you but let the air vent, parang vent the house in a way na ito cross ventilation to the living area. It somehow lets the whole house breathe, and that's a river, that's a garden below. So I'm showing this because you'll be seeing bigger houses, but it's, for me, the most difficult thing to design is a smaller and budget-conscious projects. Madali lang yung malaking budget. I mean, but a smaller project is more challenging. So, we needed to come up with a very specific dimensions of the slots. Enough for me to privatize the the second floor, make that lanai private when I'm at an angle. So it's always a solid from an angle, but whenever you're just right in front of it, that's the only time you see through. But that is very rare, especially when people are passing through, because it's like just driving a car, you're always moving. So it almost feels like it's always solid. But what's good is that inside, you're always permeable. No? You see the neighbors, but they don't see you much. No? So that's the idea. No? So, but this is a bigger house. It sits on a 2,000 square meter lot. The house is almost 2,000. No? I call it the mushroom house. I was inspired by a mushroom on the site, and I kept the tree and worked with the layers of the architecture. Basically, this is where you enter. That's the car, the driveway. This is the guest villa. So the guest villa it has a communal space, which is the lanai below. But this is a main house. It's not really a vacation house. No? They live here as the main house. So the master's bedroom is here, so they connect to the deck and to the pool. They walk up either from inside or outside to the breakfast or the dining area. But the guest will always have its privacy. No? If they want to use the pool, they can always go down and somehow mingle with the owner, the homeowners. So, but the whole concept is really about, these are guests, this is the bedroom of the children on the lower floor, that's the living room above. No? So, again, this is about working with the site, trying to somehow amplify an organic form, a more softer line against the rest of the elements, because I like the curves of the pool. That's why I started to appreciate the mushroom and came up with that concept. And I kept the trees because they are really beautiful. We reflected the tree from the view from the deck. So this really became very poetic, especially during a certain season. And this is another house in Tarlac. This sits on a 1 hectare land. And the house is 3,400 square meter. Again, every house is different. Every client will have their own needs. They have a hobby, mahilig sa kotse, and mahilig sa fish. They love gardens. No? All of these things, we kept again with beautiful trees. It became something that even, I was saying that modern Filipino can be anywhere. It can be anywhere. Hindi kailangan nasa Forbes lagi yung bahay na maganda. It can be in Tarlac, any part of the Philippines. And I was talking about potluck a while ago. How do you become global? This was the World Planning Congress that happened on it 2 years ago. No? 2 years ago. The Philippines bidded on hosting the Olympics of Planning. These are urban planners. And that time it was their, what anniversary? 50th? Parang it's their jubilee, something. And it's usually held in Europe. So there was a bidding to host the World Planning Congress. And the Philippines bidded, and they asked me, architect, can we bid CART? And submit it, because they've been looking at cities. Planning cities, parang the old is always in Europe. But I said, why don't you submit it? Because this time, why don't you show a city, like New Clark City, that is actually from a volcanic eruption. A city born out of a volcanic eruption. And that's the narrative. So they presented the entire deck, and when it was submitted, kasi for me, this time they're seeing a tropical city becoming, and growing in a very parang zero landscape. So, we won, and we co-hosted, the Philippines co-hosted the World Planning Congress 2 years ago. So what I'm saying is, that makes you right away global, without even trying. The point is, the world will appreciate you if you first feel comfortable with your own identity. Because if you try to be Euro and invite them here, I'll tell you, the people who will attend the World Planning Congress would rather be really in Europe than to be a copy of Europe in the Philippines. It's similar to the ones that we see, Venice and all, diba? Yung mga kopya, the Sorsogon Stadium, and all of those things. No? So, again, potluck as empowerment through self-betterment, there is really no competition. It's always about refinement. No? Clark Airport, so design as a catalyst. We all know that. We know that we can always lead. We can even change the behavior. We can create a culture. We can make people live better. Use that power. No? Keep refining. Keep sharing to the people what design can do. And again, with no effort, when I say no effort, it's like this airport was only 9.7 billion. No? And yung mga airport na kasama sa best, most beautiful airports in the world, they're billions of dollars. And this is not even $100 million. No? Pero it became one of the most beautiful airports in the world. Only because it's authentic. It's Filipino. Kasi kung kopya na naman yan ng isang airport sa France, I tell you, I'd rather acknowledge the one that's in France and appreciate the original. We cannot anymore be a copy. We cannot anymore be secondary. We are equally important. I'm not saying we're the first. I'm not saying we're best among the rest. What I'm saying is we are equally great as the rest of the world. That's what we need to live as Filipinos. Move on. We have to move on. We have to start creating micro-identities. We have to make global contributions. We have to give our gift to the world. No? We have to constantly move forward. This is the Mactan Airport Terminal 1. No? So we renovated the whole thing. We made that, this used to be a road. This used to be the pickup point. We made it like for well-wishers, greeters, we made it like a plaza, a well-wisher greeters area. So, kung familiar kayo sa Mactan, so we did the entire thing. We're doing the Lipa City Hall. We did not cut a tree in this entire development. So, we're able to save the trees. The architecture really just moved around, played with topography, no? And this is being built now. We're also doing Pasig. So for more details, you can also watch it, but later I'm open for questions. But again, Pasig, if you're familiar, the original City Hall is right here in the middle. It was blocking for me, the most beautiful, iconic symbol of Pasig is the Mutyanang Pasig. That's the market part. So, and when you look at this entire area of the complex, it's full of small parking buildings. I'm sure tiga Pasig alam yan. And the land is so premium. Diba? Parang sayang. And for a congested city, what I said to the mayor, sabi ko, let's knock it down because it's not safe anymore. Open the view, reveal the real Mutyanang Pasig, give back the land to the people, share the plaza, vertically create the complex both sides. And that became the design that really somehow houses the entire, there are 3 buildings here, the entire City Hall and the civic, some of the civic centers. No? And this is designed to last for 100 years, and also for the earthquake resilience requirement that we did, because it's near the fault line. So we also we're building the building in a way that it has the isolators. So it's one of the first government buildings that has the isolator. So pag lumindol, you don't have to run out to the open. You can stay because it's more shaky outside than inside the building. So that's the idea of the isolator. So you can check this out in the project, and I can talk about the other details later. But this is inspired by the mutya ng Pasig, or the oyster. If you remember an oyster, the shell is rough. The roughness of the outer side, and it's organic, it's gray, because I want to make sure that the maintenance of the City Hall, kilala na natin ng mga government, usually maintenance problem. It can really be a nightmare. So we made it almost to age, to become a patina. And then some of the whites, because the pearl is like, we call it pearlized architecture. And whatever you see inside becomes more fine and polished, because it's like the oyster. When you open the oyster, the inside is more polished, more premium. No, that's happening inside this building. So all of that, the pearlized architecture, we call it the Pasig White. We're patenting the color. The Pasig White is also a self-cleaning paint. No, we're using, and we're trying to put the paint as good as the one we used in Clark. No, because that one in Clark, it's the same paint that the Eiffel Tower is using. No, that's why it lasts long and the color stays. So the idea again is to be able to house and make everything convenient for the Pasigueños, no? To make it easy for them. So each building will have its function. So you don't need to go to the common lobby. Each of the building has its own lobby. So it's very convenient. And again, it's designed to be a place for evacuation also. Underneath this is a parking area. All parkings are also on the 3rd level. So if you look at the elevation, and this one you can see, that's all parking, open air above, so they can go straight to the transactions that they need to go to. So everything is more convenient. So again, that's the Pasig. So as a modernist and a naturalist, this project, which is the new Clark City, was inspired by the volcano, because I kind of like the form of the stadium, which mimics also the volcano's mouth, not the caldera. And as we use lahar, all clusters that you see are lahar. So it's going to be very gray. But with it being very gray, it needs an adrenaline color. So we chose the color of a lava in an erupting volcano, and we made it like somehow exploding. That's why it's pixelated. It goes out, it becomes part of the frames of the structure. And these are the colors that I was talking about, the same paint that protects the Eiffel Tower. No? So, if you're talking of practical luxury, luxury by design, you can actually manage cost. No? Hindi ngunit Pilipinas, hindi ka pwedeng gumamit ng mahal. Or hindi ngunit dahil gobyerno, you cannot give it a good quality of a paint. It's how you manage the budget. No? Parang ganun lang yung pinagawa natin. And again, the idea is to be able to present the whole city literally rising from the ashes of the lahar and the volcanic eruption of the Mount Pinatubo. So, The lahar keeps flowing and available, good for 200 years. So pwede natin gamitin yun in the construction. So this is the frame. It's a naked architecture. You can see that there's no ceiling, there's nothing, everything is just exposed. But the whole idea, because there's limited budget, you have to curate it. You have to put it together. And again, this also got an award for the World Architecture Festival. And what I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be expensive. No? So bilang arkitekto, bilang designers, there's really no excuse na sasabihin nyo walang budget kaya pangit. This is a government project. Kung yung budget nito is lumampas sa prescribed limit of a budget, nakakulong na rin ako. Kasama or nandun ako sa Senate hearing, sa mga Quadcom. Di ba? So, that's what I'm just sharing with everyone. Because at the end of the day, I believe that the Filipinos deserve better. I will never give something less to the Filipinos. As an architect, I feel that it's my responsibility to design to the best effort that I can to give it to the Filipinos. Otherwise, parang nakakahiya sa sarili ko. Ako yun. I don't know with the rest, but ako yun. Nahihiya ako that I'm doing a modern Filipino luxury projects. They're all in the private villages of Forbes and Dasmariñas and all the premium villages. But hindi ko maibigay sa tunay na Pilipino, sa mas nakakaraming Pilipino. That's why we started to do airports, bridges, stadiums, museums, because we want to make sure that the modern Filipino architecture and design goes to everyone. So, hindi sa iilan lang. So you can see the scale and you can see the size. This is 45 hectares during the Southeast Asian Games. That during that time, it was immovable. Wala pang pandemic noon. Nung nagka-pandemic, pwede nang imove ang Olympics di ba? But during this time, we were only given 2 years to build it, to design and build it. But when the Filipinos did this, because the foreigners backed out, they wanted 3 years to do it. They backed out. And then we said, let's do it. We do it as Filipinos. We do it. Let's do it. We finish it in 18 months. And it's doable. We Filipinos can do it. And it even won an award. So, oneness with nature is that there's nothing genius about it. But it's really about contemplating, constantly finding the essence of the place, of the people. Like this is the baklad, the kapis windows. I didn't want to literally do the kapis, but because we're asked to do the aquatic center, I said, I love the transparency. I love the grids. I love the randomness. I love the color. And so I started to create a pattern. And I wanted to celebrate the grid work of the windows, but more obstructed, the lines of the baklad. But I also wanted to introduce a scale for the Filipinos. Because sabi ko nga, I'm always bothered by the scale ng tricycle, ng jeep na laging siksikan. This time where I can afford, because I have the land, I have the budget to create scale, I'm creating an architecture that presents the modern Filipino scale. A modern Filipino proportion that is maliwalas. So, the kapis windows in a bigger scale is like to bring natural light to the pool area. So that we don't need to turn on the light during the day. And we opened it up because I wanted to see the view of the mountains. At the same time, the beauty of this is because in the temperature required by the Olympics and the certification, the temperature of the Philippine water is exactly the requirement of the certifying body. So there's no need to do the enclosure. Pero kung gagawin mo yan, typically, if you're just gonna follow the other countries' standard, hindi mo na iintindihan, i-enclose mo na lang yan. Gumastos ka sa bagay na hindi mo naiintindihan. But when we opened it up, the beauty is, I don't smell the chlorine, and I see the view of the mountains. So, I become tropical. I become Filipino. And it's practical. It's within budget. No? So you can visit this in Clark. This is the Athletes Village, the government centers. All these 45 hectares was done in 18 months. No? All of these things. So this is the iCloud of Malacanang. Pag nagka-big earthquake, the big one, this will be the seat of government. Kasi ang Malacanang lulubog. No? So that was the whole plan why we built this. We have the sports academy for the students of our athletes to study there and train there and then use the facility. No? It's already there. It's already put together. We also did the bridge of Sacovia. No? Again, the same price. In fact, I think it's cheaper because the original design of this was yung barrel bolted na mga bridge, yung parang nasa Vietnam War, yung pinapasabog. Ganun ang design nila dati. So the idea was, they asked me, architect, we finished already the main bridge, but we need the architecture to be something else. No? So sabi ko, sige, with the same price, maybe even cheaper, let's get inspired by the parol frames. No? So if you look at the bamboo frames, no, it's really like a stretch that way. But I wanted to emphasize a silhouette of the mountain range. No, if you see the mountain ranges, pag nakatayo ka dyan, this is an echo of those mountain ranges. But at a certain angle, because it's like that, it actually becomes a star. And you can see it here. So it becomes a parol. So all of a sudden, you have a Kapampangan or a Tarlaqueño crossing the bridge, not just crossing, but crossing it with dignity and pride. Because they're proud that it's about them. So, the same price, kung arkitekto tayo and we're doing projects for the government or even our own projects, can we make projects that does not just operate? Because to operate is just to get that guy to the other side of the river. That's just to operate. What if our designs are constantly uplifting the spirit of every Filipino? Then, that Filipino will do something else. I tell you, the guy who's gonna go to work and go to Clark City will have that pride. Iba-iba yung buong araw mo. Kasi, proud ka. Iba-iba yun. It's very intangible. But I tell you, it's real. Hindi mo nakikita, but pag naramdaman mo, you have a bad day, you have a bad design. Di ba? You have a good day, your design is something else. Laging ganon. And if we can design something that way, the mindset will always give us a pure and beautiful product. Lahat. I'm sure kaya may collab because they've been wanting to create something unique. They've been wanting to address the issues of architects, developers, planners, and suppliers. I'm sure you thought of that. Otherwise, this is not here just for the coffee. Diba? But that's what makes it different. I'm sure you're so excited to do this when you were doing it. I see your images on the cups, the four of you. I mean, I'm sure you put yourself there and your heart and soul in this project. If we can constantly do that, the country will change. And it's a ripple effect. The culture of betterment is not limited to the architects, to the designers. Once you do your architecture, once you do your design, the people who enters is transformed. The people who uses your work, the people who crosses the bridge will have a new mindset. And I tell you, I went to Dubai, a person talked to me about this bridge, hindi niya alam ako yung nag-design. Nung nakikinig ako sa kanya, parang ako yung nagsasalita. Kasi kinukwento niya yung tungkol sa Pampanga, sa Parol, sa kanya. Dinisign yung bridge namin, parang Parol, tungkol sa Pampanga. Proud siya. Hindi siya arkitekto. Parang worker siya doon sa airport, doon sa Dubai airport. I was doing a transit. Papuntaping Europe. Nagkukwento siya eh. So, ano binago natin doon? Nabago natin yung spirit of that person. And the bridge is not even beside her. She's not even in the bridge. She's out there in the world, proud as a Filipino. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that powerful? If we can do all our projects, we can do it. Tinanong na ako how, architect, paano mo gagawin? Eh, hindi nga tayo first world. Sabi nga nila. I have to coin it. I have to coin it as practical luxury. As I've said, there is no excuse. Hindi ngunit budget mo 6 million. Ang bahay kubo mo, mukhang bahay kubo na gawa ng foreman. Yung kaninang bahay kubo na pinakita ko sa inyo, di ba? A while ago, the bamboo. Kasi when I was in Mindanao, I was asked by an architect. I was talking to the UAP chapter. Ang sabi nila sa akin, architect, ang ganda ng bahay na gawa mo kasi mahal. But ang problema namin dito sa Mindanao is that ang kalaban namin dito, formal. Kasi paano gagawin mo? Pagka may bahay kubo, tatawanin formal. Diba? Sabi ko, simple lang. As an architect, you start to just do one pro bono. Invest on it. Ask your friend, whoever wants to build. You want to build a bahay kubo? I'll do your bahay kubo. Do it for free. But I'll make it and I design it, a bahay kubo that's designed by an architect. Because kung ang design mo, gawa lang ng pang-forman, eh talaga sa forman ako pupunta kung ako kliyente. Di ba? What makes your work a work of an architect? Huwag tayong ma-insecure dun sa greatness ng iba. Kasi greatness niya yun as a foreman eh. Ginalingan niya bilang foreman. Pero alam mo, hanggang foreman level yun. And some people appreciate it. But ang tanong mo sa'yo, eh ikaw arkitekto ka. Ano ang bahay ko? I can tell them, sabi ko, if I design a bahay ko with the same price, the same amount, but I should be able to rent it out for $1,000 a night for an Airbnb. Because it's a beautiful bahay kubo designed by an architect. I tell you, after that, I'm sure you will have more projects. So, practical luxury is actually the roadmap. And as I've said, collaboration, modern bayanihan, is also the element and the formula to make the country better. Umasa, dun sa sinasabing kailangan magmukha kang Dubai, kailangan magmukha kang first world country to say that you are a progressive country. No. You should be able to be a plus in the entire scheme of things. That the entire country needs you as a Filipino architect, as a Filipino designer, as a Filipino business person. We all have a part to play. And that part should be better. It cannot be a mediocre. It cannot be pwede na. So, as I keep saying, and I always share this, we have to start dreaming as a Filipino. We have to start discovering. Ito yung exciting part eh. Pag nag-dream ka, bigla ka you'll put up your business, you'll put up this space. Kasi nag-dream ka eh. And when you start putting it together, you start to discover, and people pala, architects starts to enjoy a place like this. Gusto pala nila yung yema, the coffee. Di ba? It becomes a discovery. And from a discovery that you own, take note, you own it. You start to have conviction. Because it's a reality eh. Hindi na siya kwento. Hindi na siya pangarap. It is now your own discovery. To the point that it's giving you conviction. Because gawa mo eh. Sariling nagawa yun. And that means it leads you to an evolution. Because you will never stop finding better ways in what you do. Hindi ka na titigil eh. Kung alam mong you can do better, you'll keep rolling. And that for me is the concept of the modern Philippines. This is EDSA. I'll skip this. This is the BRT. But meaning to say, even the most ugly part of EDSA can be beautiful. This is an actual shot, I believe, of the SM North. So a better Philippines will always be, again, aiming for what is better. And part of the World Planning Congress, we also wanted to declare a carbon neutral Philippines. During that event, we declared this, and Tarlac is doing it. Tarlac is trying to do a carbon neutral Tarlac. And again, modern Filipino is a continuum. And I hope we can all share that dream together as Filipino architects and designers. Thank you so much. And finally,
thank you so much, Architect Royal Pineda. Grabe. I mean, listening to him makes us want to be better Filipinos, and it makes us always proud to be Filipinos. Tama po ba? Do you agree? Yes? A beautiful round of applause once again to Architect Royal Pineda. I just want to reiterate some of the questions that you posed because it really stuck. And I'm sure a lot of our guests and our audience are also going to reflect and ponder on these questions. I like the fact that Architect Royal asked what makes architecture great, what makes it Filipino, and what makes us Filipino. I think these are very important questions that we can really think about as we move along with our day. So now, I'm sure a lot of you have questions, so now the floor is open for your questions. If you want to ask a question, just please state your name, and so we are properly recognized. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ross Del Rosario again. Yung question kanina kasi, nagkaroon sa recently ng solar and storage, like parang expo on solar power panels and then storage.
Technology.
Nagkaroon ng expo. And then, nung napanood ko, sir, yung presentation niya para dun sa Pasig City Hall, parang inulit-ulit yung presentation. So, inatod sila ng LG sa kanilang sa Vico Soto YouTube channel nila. So, pinanood ko ulit, parang wala na-mention na on solar panel. So, nagsabi na si Ma'am Onet, meron daw magkakaroon na yata. Yes. It's more of a technicality. Meron talaga siya. But that's to be purchased by the city. Okay. The whole architecture and the whole design is ready to accommodate that technology. But technically, in terms of government, they don't want to show what is not the part of the scope of work. So usually when they put renders and images, they don't want to give parang or misinterpretation. Pero that architecture, the technology, is ready to accommodate solar panels. Pero that's, yung buong roof niya yun. Pero that's part of the 9 billion project?
Or it's
No.
voluntary?
That part is owner supplied by the Pasig City.
So separate project.
Yes. Separate procurement yun.
Separate procurement.
That's what I'm aware of.
Kumbaga, ready siya for solar panel installation.
Yes. Parang we designed the whole building to be like an airport. Parang ready for upgrades. Kasi technology is so fast. Kaya most of it nga, makikita mo, we're high ceiling, open, like airports that we have designed. Para pagka meron kaming bagong electrical or any automation system na kailangan ilagay, you don't have to take out the ceilings and all. Madaling i-add. So the same with the solar panels, it's all with provision.
Kasi sa presentation nyo during that launch, parang na-highlight is yung earthquake ready, di ba?
Yes.
And then, kasi pag may earthquake tayo, aside from yung safety natin, meron din dapat tayong pag-unity on communication and then power, di ba? Kasi pag wala tayong power, wala tayong communication with the outside world, wala din tayo, di ba?
Exactly. That's why nga naging ganun yung solution, yung design. Because if you look at the traditional earthquake proofing or earthquake design, yung rigid design, it resists. No? Kaya ang building natin, you have to run and go out, then babalik ka after. But before ka makabalik, it needs a very thorough inspection. Kasi being rigid, it's taking all the loads in the shocks. So yung poste mo mukhang buo, pero hindi mo alam, napagod na yan. Because it was shaking during the earthquake. The design that we did now is like as the earth shakes, the building stays. Because there is an isolator. So gumagalaw yung earth. Pero yung building mo as a whole did not take any of the shake. So yung building mo, pag lumabas kayo or after the earthquake, you can still safely use it. So hindi siya, kasi ang iniisip natin, kailangan mag-operate agad. Yun yung dinagit mo. Kailangan mag-operate agad. Hindi yung pag-earthquake, don't enter yet. Kasi kailangan ng assessment muna. So how do you operate the city? So that was really part of the program.
Okay.
Kasama yan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Ron. Any more questions from the floor?
Tanong na kayo.
Once in a lifetime. Yes, sir.
Yung mga startup yan.
Hi again, Architect Royal. I'm Roxty. I'm just really curious with this overall news about EDSA rebuilding, EDSA rehabilitation. And sa mga previous years, even Architect Palafox and other urban planners release conceptual projects. Now, my question is, maybe you can share a quick summary or quick design or planning on how you build a modern design EDSA, or let's call it modern EDSA.
Well, you have to start with very context. When we did the SM, overpass, SM Mega Mall. It's being done, I believe it's being done now. And SM North EDSA overpass. We did that with SM. The first one that was implemented, yung kaninang nakita nyo, and I think we have better pictures in the social media. When we did that, it was part of the entire understanding. You see EDSA as chaos, diba? Gray, city, with all the lines and all the busyness, it's really chaos. So the idea was to really create, ang unang gagawin is you clean it up, diba? You clean it up and come up with something that is more simple, because you cannot add to the chaos. We simplified everything. We brought in natural light. We wanted to make the whole overpass safe. Kaya yung lighting niyan at Alam mo kasi doon, usually doon ka na hold up. Di ba? Pagka ayaw mong kumanin, gusto mo na lang tumawid sa baba. Mas sigurado mo mabubuhay ka doon or hindi ka ma-hold up. But we made it, the lighting, and if you notice even the form, it is a soft line that somehow threads with the city architecture. No? It's a soft line that somehow just flows with the city architecture. This, in the original, just to give you an idea, in the original design of DPWH, they had the standard overpass here, and then the walkway, the staircase, it lands here in the pedestrian. So sabi namin, why would you do that? Kasi di ba pag tayong pedestrian, pagka nakikita nyo, umababa pa sa kalsada, tapos pabalik kasi may hagdan or may elevator. I mean, it's really bad planning. So when we proposed this to SM, we said, you know, SM, we have a property here. We want the people to be separate from the cars. So it's lifted. We lifted this up closer to the mall, para even the overhangs are closer. And then when you're moving, it's cleared in yung walkways. And then mas meron ka ngayong distance from the cars. It's a simple gesture and an idea, but it's really about planting a formula, which is for me simplicity, simplifying things. And in fact, I just got a call last week from the Secretary, Vince Dizon, because I think last weekend they walked EDSA, di ba, with the President. They asked me yung Kamuning Mountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yung Kamuning Mountain. They're asking me to solve that. They're asking me to solve that problem. Well, you know, the problem is so simple. The design is so simple. How would you design Kamuning Mountain? Are you familiar with that? Good excuse. Pero sino familiar doon? Anong idea ka? Paano solving ng Kamuning Mountain? Di ba taas nun? Oh, sige. Anong idea mo? Parang
sa akin po kasi parang masyadong mataas. Diba minimum na yan parang stairway to heaven siya. Parang ganun. So sa akin parang direct approach lang po. Yung may shed, tas from one point to midpoint and to end point. Ganun lang po yung idea. Tas yun din po yung designate ng roads to the pedestrian and to the cars.
parang aligning them and
Yes.
managing it. Diba? So tama naman yun, no? Pero nung I was looking, every day I see, I mean not every day, but every time I pass through EDSA, nakikita ko yun. And ito yung sinasabi ko nga sa lahat, we cannot be passive. Every day of your life, you drive, you go around, you see things. And you wonder, what makes this better? What can make this waiting shed better? Dumaan ka sa isang lugar, may pedestrian, what can make this pedestrian walk better? Kaiisip mo, one day it will come that you will be asked to do that particular thing. And I have thought of that Kamuning for a long time. Pinulag ko lang yung file ko eh. Kasi ang tagal na eh. How can I make this better? How can I solve it? Sabi ko sa kanya, Secretary, simple. The reason why it's high, nature of things, the reason why it's high, and it's a problem, is because when you look at the train starts to ascend to a point. And that point where the Kamuning Mountain is already on the high part of the train. And the high part of the train is where the wire is high, and now you're trying to avoid the wire, so you have to go really high. So sabi ko, ang solution dyan, simple lang. Go to Shell, there's a shell here where the rail is still on ground, and you move that Kamuning Mountain, that overpass, where you have a regular railway. Then your overpass becomes regular. So sabi niya, ganun lang ba yun, pare?
Ulipat lang.
It's because when I was looking at the location of the Kamuning Mountain, it's so close to the Kamuning station. And if I double the distance, I land in the shell, where it's already flat. So did you need to go decorative to solve the problem? Did I even think about the railing? Did I even think about the details? I was just looking at the nature of the situation. True enough, he walked the president. Sabi ko sa kanya, wag mo ibain yan, but we don't knock it down until the new one is built. So the president wants to knock it down now. So yun yung magiging direction. So design is so powerful. Design is so powerful. Nakita mo, you want the people to experience something better. And if it's done wrongly by the typical mind, I'm sure kung ano-anong burlolo yung ilalagay nila doon para lang magmukhang sinabing, oy, dinisign. Pero it's the same mountain. Di ba? Doon ka pa rin dumadaan. Sabi ko, that is a concept that if you're asking me, it can be looking like a very complex problem. But the solution can really be simple. You just have to look deeper. So, yun ang approach. Clean it up. Simplify. EDSA. Tanggalin mo lahat yung wires, lahat. Yung dami doon, mga wires that are dead. Kahit dito sa atin, sa Pasig, what we're asking also, we're talking with the mayor, take out all the dead wires. Kasi yung mga nagkakabit dyan ng mga commercial internet, pag naputol yan, they just leave it there. That's why dumadami. So, we have to clean up the city. So, that's my answer to that.
Ito po yung, what strategies do you employ to ensure that your words not only reflect Filipino identity, but also contribute meaningfully to the evolution of our national culture, especially to our profession in the world of architecture?
What do I do?
Yes.
Well, I try to be truthful as I can. And I try to, once you have a vision, you start to live a very narrow life. In a good way. In a good way. Narrow life because you start to edit things that you are doing. I start to select the projects that will impact the vision. Like why I accepted SM. Why I accepted a museum in Basilan. It was, Basilan, I was a little bit afraid in the beginning to go to Basilan. But a museum in Basilan for a 300 square meter museum, right in front of the water, I needed to do it because I felt that my dream of having museums in every small communities in the country needs a prototype. And I was so lucky, and it's really grace, it's really God's grace, that I'm given an opportunity to showcase in the most remote but beautiful, really beautiful place to create a concept that is a museum. And with this museum, we're able to amplify the Basilan people. Kasi nung una ko nakita yun, I don't know if I have a picture here, but yung una namin nakita yun, it was just meron ng nakatayong building, and it's a typical building. And puno siya ng railings, puno siya ng railings. Yung ginawa nga nila parang railing ng boat, parang San Francisco, gano'n. But when I was trying to understand Basilan, You know, right in front of it was the house of the Badjaos and floating on the water. Beautiful mangroves. It's really wonderful. Sabi ko sa mayor and the congressman, sabi ko, take out all the railings. Take them all out. Why? Look at the people. They walk on a plank as wide as this in their homes, in their communities, above the water, and they're never afraid. The railing is a barrier to the nature that they love. They're never afraid of the water. In fact, they're one with nature. So I said, open it up, take them all out, make it wide, make them appreciate the water, and make the board and the decks to a level that when it's high tide, I can reach the water and put my legs and enjoy the warmth of the water and the coolness of the water. You know, she cried. She said, it's us. The architecture is us. Because that moment, it was representing their lifestyle. Sabi niya, totoo nga yung architect, hindi kami natatakot sa tubig. Bakit kayo matatakot? We live with a plank. It leads us to the houses. So, architecture, wala man lang binpa doon, wala man lang panolong or just to represent the Muslim architecture, wala. But the idea that I was trying to say is that when you start to understand your vision, you also want to make sure that you don't waste your time doing something that is not going to bring you quick to the vision. Kasi if it sways you, it delays you. So that's why I'm not affected by trends. Because I always know where I'm going. I'm modern Filipino. I see the world's trends, yes, beautiful, good, world best practice, beautiful, very good. I see them, lessons, yes. But I will always look for a modern Filipino. So somehow, that spirit becomes a constant drive in what I do, in the reason why I'm here. When I was invited by Hedda, and I was told, for me, this is another moment to share the vision. That's why I do this. That's why I do this. I do this in the schools, in the universities. I don't do this for promotion. I don't need to promote myself. I need to promote a mindset. And that's why it's all there. So, I hope that answers your question. But it's really about really sharing the greatness for everybody. It's not limited to one. We cannot change the country alone.
Okay, one more here in the middle, architect.
1, 2, 3.